I didn't listen this morning, Dan, and I heard you on. I heard about it, so I wanted to ask you. You were on the radio this morning, and you said if you had it to do over again, you would not have voted for those incentives, and because you didn't have all the information about them. And so, in clarity and trying to be transparent, I want to make sure that between the newspaper story and between public comments on the radio, there is no confusion. I went out and printed all of the resolutions that we've done for separation incentives this year, and they're all unanimous, and you moved or seconded 3 of the 4 of them, Dan. Mm-hmm. So when I hear on the radio that you say that you are somehow...
You did hear it on the radio?
When I hear from people who listen on the radio, 2 individuals called me and said, can you believe what he said? I said, I don't know it. I need to find out. So I wanted to ask you, what was that? What did you mean by that this morning? And is there anything that you didn't know or understand when you were voting on them that have made you change your mind on them? Because to me, the only thing that's different in the last 4 of these is the newspaper story. So I wanted to open that up and see if you can help me understand why you made the comment you made in the radio this morning.
I will do that.
Thank you.
If you're done with your comments.
I am.
Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I went on the radio this morning, which is something that that Council does. We all rotate. Different people go on the radio, and there's a series of questions that staff would prepare. Now it's our PR person who prepares them, and one of the questions that was asked of me was about the separation incentives, and I said some nice things about the people who are going and how I'm looking at it in a positive light, and that, you know, while we are losing a lot of the brain trust, as you said, that we're having an opportunity to get some new faces and new ideas in the city. But some of the details, I said, that when I found out about them, that I was kind of upset in this, the 3 years of getting the medical thing. I know that some people actually contacted me and told me that they thought that was a little excessive. And so when I found out about that, and I was like, well, yeah, you know, upon reflection, that's right, but I can take full blame in that at the meeting, the material was available, and I admit that I didn't look it over. And so that's my problem. I normally am a real stickler for reading everything. I like to read things. I love getting big reports. There's a water department report sitting on my desk at home that's 170 pages long. There's another one on top of it that's 40 pages long. And normally I just do, in fact, read everything, and I admit to my error here in that I didn't read everything, and therefore when someone called me and said, boy, I read this in the paper and I can't believe what these are, and I said, oh, wow, you know, I mean, I got to admit, I mean, I'm the one who does it, and I dropped the ball, so I will take the blame for that. I wasn't casting any blame on anyone on the radio other than saying that that I was surprised by it when someone called me, and I was like, yeah, you know, and I'm sorry that I didn't read that or didn't pay full attention to it, because I would have mentioned something. I don't think that would have changed any of the incentive packages, but I would have brought something up. And that's the only thing that would have been different in the whole thing. If that does address your question.
Well, I guess one of my thoughts, just to follow on it, is I raised the concern some time back about that we have a communications director so that we get the right and accurate information out there. And when 2 people call me this morning and say, you know, Dan basically said that he didn't get the right information on these documents, I wonder to myself, what am I missing?
Yeah, and again, I just want to be clear. I hope I didn't say on the radio that I didn't get the right information. I implied that I didn't read it. So I'm not trying to say that I was being misled or that someone, you know, promised me something and delivered something else. That's definitely not the case. Staff did the great job, and I dropped the ball. So I didn't read it. And again, I apologize for that. That's just, you know, I wish I was perfect. I am not perfect. And on that, it did come as a surprise. So, and I appreciate you bringing that up, too. There's another